Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec, back with another video for you guys. We are in TryHackMe. This is the Advent of Cyber 2024 event, and this is task number 19, WebSockets. Day 13, it came without buffering. It came without lag. Now, hopefully you're all having an awesome day today and ready to learn something. Let's go ahead and dive into it. The story. This sockmas was packed with exploits and hacking. Today's threat, an app, which allows Ware's car tracking. Mayor malware, no doubt. Well, that's their suspicion. For Glitch and McSkitty, the proof was their mission. Wares are all about security. The Glitch discovers that an app is illegally tracking the cars in Wareville. Not many car thefts in the city warrant such an extreme measure. He reaches out to McSkitty to investigate and identify how the application is tracking them and leaking users' positions. Learning objectives. Learn about WebSockets and their vulnerabilities. Learn how WebSocket message manipulation can be done. Connecting to the machine here, of course, you're going to have to click the start button, start the attack box as well. All right, as you can see, I have both started. And this is what you need today. Do you need the attack box? Yes. Do you need the VM? Yes. Introduction to WebSocket. WebSockets let your browser and the server keep a constant line of communication open. Unlike the old school method of asking for something, getting a response, and then hanging up, WebSockets are like keeping the phone line open so you can chat whenever you need to. Once the connection is set up, the client and server can talk back and forth without all the extra requests. WebSockets are great for live chat apps, real-time games, or any live data feed where you want constant updates. After a quick handshake to get things started, both sides can send messages whenever. This means less overhead and faster communication when you need a data flowing in real time. Traditional HTTP request versus WebSocket. When you use regular HTTP, your browser sends a request to the server and the server responds, then closes the connection. If you need new data, you have to make another request. Think of it like knocking on someone's door every time you want something. They'll answer it, but it can get tiring if you need updates constantly. Take a chat app for an example. With HTTP, your browser would keep asking any new messages every few seconds. This method, known as polling, works but isn't efficient. Both the browser and the server end up doing a lot of unnecessary work just to stay updated. WebSockets handle things differently. Once the connection is established, it remains open, allowing the server to push updates to you whenever there's something new. It's more like leaving the door open so updates can come in immediately without the constant back and forth. This approach is faster and uses fewer resources. WebSocket vulnerabilities. While WebSockets can boost performance, they also come with security risk that developers need to monitor. Since WebSocket connections stay open and active, they can be taken advantage of if the proper security measures aren't in place. Here are some common vulnerabilities. Weak authentication and authorization. Unlike regular HTTP, WebSockets don't have built-in ways to handle user authentication or session validation. If you don't set these controls up properly, attackers can slip in and get access to sensitive data or mess with the connection. Message tampering. WebSockets let data flow back and forth constantly, which means attackers could intercept and change messages if encryption is in use. This could allow them to inject harmful commands, perform actions they shouldn't, or mess with the sent data. Cross-site WebSocket hijacking, CSWSH. This happens when an attacker tricks a user's browser into opening a WebSocket connection to another site. If successful, the attacker might be able to hijack that connection or access data meant for the legitimate server. Denial of service, known as DOS. Because WebSocket connections stay open, they can be targeted by DOS attacks. An attacker could flood the server with a ton of messages, potentially slowing it down or crashing it altogether. What is WebSocket message manipulation? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. WebSocket message manipulation is when an attacker intercepts and changes the message sent between a web app and a server. Unlike regular HTTP requests that go back and forth at one time, WebSockets keep a connection open, allowing constant two-way communication. This is what makes WebSockets great for real-time apps, but it also opens the door for attacks if proper security isn't in place. In this type of attack, a hacker could intercept and tweak these WebSocket connects or messages as they're being sent. Let's say the app is sending sensitive information like transaction details or user commands. An attacker could change those messages to make the app behave differently. They could bypass security checks, send unauthorized requests, or also key data like usernames, payments, accounts, or access levels. For example, if a web app using WebSockets to handle money transfers between accounts, if an attacker gets hold of the message before it hits the server, they could change the amount being transferred or even send the money to a different account. Since WebSocket connections happen in real time, these changes could take effect instantly without the user or service noticing immediately. This kind of manipulation can also lead to more significant problems. Hackers could inject harmful code or try to get higher level access. For instance, they might change a message to give themselves admin rights or insert malicious commands to take control of the server. What makes this attack so dangerous is that WebSocket connections often don't have the same security protections as traditional HTTP connections, like end-to-end encryption, which encrypts the request body of an HTTP request using JavaScript, using an AES key or RSA public key stored in the JavaScript file. If developers don't add vigorous checks like message validation or encryption, it's easy for attackers to exploit these gaps. By tampering with the data sent, attackers can cause all sorts of damage from unauthorized actions to full system compromises. The impact of changing WebSocket messages depends on how the app uses them and what kind of data is being sent. Here's a breakdown of what can happen. It says doing things without permission. If someone can tamper with WebSocket messages, they could impersonate another user and carry out unauthorized actions such as making purchases, transferring funds, or changing account settings. For example, if a WebSocket messages or manages payment transactions, an attacker could manipulate the transaction amount or reroute the payment to their own account, gaining extra privileges. Attackers could also manipulate messages to make the system think they have more privileges than they actually do. This could let them access admin controls, change user data, view sensitive info, or mess with system settings. Messing up data. One of the significant risks is data corruption. If someone is changing the messages, they could feed bad data into the system. This could mess with the user accounts, transactions, or anything else the app uses or handles. They could change things in real time and disrupt everyone's work in circumstances such as a shared document or tool, crashing the system. An attacker could also spam the server with bad requests, causing it to slow down or crash. If this happens enough, the system could go offline, causing serious downtime for users and businesses. Without good security checks, this kind of message tampering can lead to anything from unauthorized actions to the downing of an entire service. Okay, exploitation. We're going to take a look at this link here. All right, so let's fire up our trusty Firefox here. And it's going to look like this here. It looks like some type of a video game or something. But let's see if Firefox powers up here. So if you're using the attack box in your browser, make sure to set proxy, or make sure to proxy traffic of the application as shown below. So burp. All right, we need to fire up burp first. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to send all this information from the browser straight to burp via this Foxy proxy extension here. This is the usual way that I do these types of things here instead of using the burp browser. So we're going to take a look at that here as soon as this fires up. A little bit laggy right now. But whenever this fires up, it says open burp suite, navigate to proxy, intercept proxy settings, and ensure the settings below are turned on. We'll show these here. All right, so let's get this started up. All right, you see we are on the website here. So we're going to Foxy proxy here, flip this over to burp. Looks good to go. Now we'll go over to burp, get this started up. Next, burp defaults, starting up. And then we're going to take a look at these settings here. Okay, this is very slow, but let me scroll back up. All right, finally. Let's hit this X here, and then we are going to need to go to proxy, intercept, which we're already in, and then we need to look at this here. So let's see. We need to go to intercept, proxy settings, and then flip these two on. So let's do that here. All right, it's already set. So I'm assuming that's the default, but in case it's not set, make sure to click those two, make sure they're set properly in there. So once done, close the window and enable proxy intercept, which is already turned on. Go back to the browser, click the track button. So let's do that here. Track. Okay. A burp proxy will intercept the web traffic shown below. So let's flip back over here. And all right, let's take a look here. Now I turned intercept off. Let's flip back over to the website, untrack, flip back over to burp, intercept on, back to the browser, track. Now the request is right there. So let's go ahead and change it to 8. Okay, so let's change it to 8. Click the forward button. Okay. And then it says to flip back over here. Okay. And I guess that's it. Let's see, maybe let's click it multiple times. Forward. There it is. Okay. Well, there's the flag. So I'm just going to copy this because we're going to plug it in here shortly. So let's go ahead and copy this over. And I don't think it's showing up yet. Let's take a look. Nope. Okay, so we need it forward again. Okay, now let's go take a look again. And I don't see it in there. So let's check our car. Okay, be able to finish it. Let's take a look again. Remember the vote. Don't see it in here. Okay, let's check again. Nothing. Let's hit refresh here. Let's turn intercept off. And okay, well, I didn't see this flag show up anywhere, but we have a flag already. It says manipulating the messaging. Following the successful identification of the WebSocket message manipulation vulnerability, Glitch continued testing for other ways to exploit the application. This time, he wanted to see if messages posted on the app could be altered and manipulated. Is it possible to post using a different user ID? So we're going to try to get that here, but I'm pretty sure this is flag number 1. Okay, so we need to find flag number 2. Go ahead and try to do that yourself, then come back to the video, and we will go through it together. Okay, let's take a look at what is the value of flag number 2. Now, as you can see, intercept is currently off. Let's go back to the website here. You can see that track is not enabled. Okay, so it may say untrack. If it says that, just click it, and it'll say track. All right. Now we need to capture a message in here where it says send down here at the bottom. All right, and then we're going to change the ID. So let's go back to burp, intercept on, flip back to the website, hit enter, go back to burp. There's our request here, and we know May Mal was number 8. Let's change it to 8. Forward. Okay. Forward again. There we go. There's the second flag. So let's go and plug this in. Okay. Also, it should show up on this page as well on the website eventually. Sometimes, I'm not sure if it's just my machine or what, but sometimes it shows up here, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, we got the flag, we saw the flag in the response in burp. So we got what we needed. If you enjoyed this task, feel free to check out the Burp Suite module. I also have various videos covering Burp Suite, so just go into my channel, type in Burp, and you'll find the videos. Okay, complete. We're done. All right, hopefully you all have enjoyed this video here. If you did, found it of value, then hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Comment below your thoughts and opinions on information shared. As always, thank you all for taking time to watch my video. Have a nice day, and I will see you later.